Greetings and welcome to another episode here on Premier 7. I am your host, Ryan Nelson, trusting and hoping that you all are having a wonderful time and gearing up for the World Cup that will start a few days from now. The thing is, the Jamaica men's national team is not going to the World Cup, but it's a team that will always be spoken about here on Premier 7. And the topic of importance is Morgan Gibbs White's snub by England. Did Jamaica miss their number 10? The thing is, I am wearing a Spanish jersey here. Hopefully, you guys can see it. Why? It's because for me, I will not be taking part in the World Cup, but I will be going to the football field a few hours from now. Now, the thing is, Morgan Gibbs White, he is an absolutely wonderful player this season in the English Premier League. And conclusively, it would have been of the belief that he would have been in the World Cup. But sadly, he was snubbed by Thomas Tuchel. And in this case, I have to say that I have spoken about Morgan Gibbs White before, couple months before he kept tied with England, that could he play for Jamaica? He didn't. So why am I here? I am here to discuss a combination of the England news and Jamaica story. So the shocking decision was that Thomas Tuchel and his team decided to leave out Morgan Gibbs White. In this case, he would be considered as a central midfielder, but of course, he is a number 10 based on how he plays for Nottingham Forest. So the snubbed England 11 after Thomas Tuchel's confirmed World Cup squad. Morgan Gibbs White, one of the many talents to be impeded by England's overflowing options in creative positions, hence why he is being played a little further back in this 11. Gibbs White could not have done much more to earn a World Cup berth. He has regularly impressed for a Nottingham Forest team that has struggled for a lot of the season but misses out nonetheless, with Tuchel choosing Eberechi Eze as the third choice behind Jude Bellingham and Morgan Rogers in the number 10. Some persons would be questioning why is it that Eze is the number 10? Has Eze had a better season than a Morgan Gibbs White? No. Has Jude Bellingham had a better season than a Morgan Gibbs White? That is questionable as well. Does it boils down to the fact that the coach believes more in these players, seeing that Morgan Gibbs White has not played much for England, so he would not fit the style of play or the system? Because the thing is, in the case of a Thomas Tuchel, he said that he have his technical team and his staffs who would have helped him to make decisions. But majority of the England fan base is still saying that Morgan Gibbs White should have been a part of the England team. Morgan Gibbs White has been very much on top of his game. You're seeing that he has appeared in 36 games, started 34, played minutes per game is 84. So the total minutes covered will be in excess of 3,000. One time a part of the team of the week, 14 goals, 4 assists. So you're seeing that Morgan Gibbs White, if you look on the other statistical details, even though football sometimes is talked about differently from stats, it shows that this guy who is below the age of 27 should have been selected for the England team based on performance. Looking on the state of the Jamaica men's national team, how could we have benefited from a player like a Morgan Gibbs White? Now, imagine that player is in the Jamaica men's national team. I mentioned a few names before, but we're talking about creative options. We're talking about goal scorers. We're talking about persons who can lead and be an example, someone who can play longer than who is in existence right now. He would have been a player that the team somewhat could be built around, and we would have been in the World Cup. We would have been in a better position to, let's say, play better in the CONCACAF system. But of course, the thing is, the football is not played by one person. It is built on the fact that you have to have a team, a system that can help you to do better. But the thing is, with this person in a Morgan Gibbs White, he is a genuine number 10. And you saw that he can play even as a central midfielder. I think his support alongside players like a Isaac Hayden, a Casey Palmer, we would have had a better system of play going forward in the World Cup. But we have to understand that Jamaica's system is a push factor. It is not a pull factor. So players who missed their preferred call up for the national team, maybe they will be saying then, I somewhat regret not playing for Jamaica, but what has Jamaica do or what does Jamaica have to keep me in the system? When you want to play football and you have heard some news based on what even players like Leon Bailey would have said and others of the past, then Morgan Gibbs White looking on that, he would say to himself, then I'm not going to play for Jamaica until things improve. But if things do improve, what is this going to say now? Or what impact will this have on a Morgan Gibbs White? He will not play for Jamaica because he has already capped tied for England. And in this case, could Morgan Gibbs White regret not turning the tails and playing for Jamaica? I can understand that many players would choose their preferred home country, like the Ivan Tonys, who has been selected, so he's in a different case now than a Morgan Gibbs White. But Morgan Gibbs White could be there sitting to himself saying, I have some regrets. Why didn't I just go to Jamaica and help them qualify for the World Cup? I would be playing in one of the best sporting event of all time. I could make a mark. I could bring across and build a own legacy for myself. I could score a lot of goals for Jamaica from the midfield. I could be a legend. But not all persons will be thinking like that. And in that case, if you're gonna think about choosing a team of preference now, whenever it comes down to transfer, you can use this example from Morgan Gibbs White as a lesson to be learned. Jamaica has to improve to get players of this profile. So that is a big lesson for the JFF. I have seen that the Jamaica Football Federation, during the Unity Cup selection of players, have brought in some youngsters. The national program has been recruiting some youngsters, which looks pretty good. So Jamaica is improving. Yes, they are slow, but going forward, they're improving. So it's a big lesson to be learned then that missing out on one of the Premier League's better players this season in the Morgan Gibbs White, if our system was developed properly, we would have had this guy possibly representing Jamaica. We want elite level players and elite level footballing environments. There is a lot of work to be done in Jamaica, but 4 years from now, how far will we be with our project? Where are we now out of 100? Are we 50%? Are we 70%? If we were, then we will be in the World Cup. So Jamaica needs to develop structure, have a tactical coaching system, professionally organized, of course, and long-term successful planning. So for years, Jamaica has struggled with consistency, and I think that is one of the biggest problems that we are having to get players to represent. So what can we do next to get players like Morgan Gibbs White? I list them out before. Have a developed system, have proper coaching system, get more scouts, improve on getting players in at a younger time, develop them. It is easily said than done, but if we don't do these things, then players like a Morgan Gibbs White quality we will not get. We have to say then that we got a Kalen Cole Kadamatiri, a very proper footballer right now at the age of 16 playing for Manchester City. I did a video on him yesterday. It is a blessing that we got him, but because of the pull on his brother and that his father would have been used to the Jamaican environment or system for clarification, he then chose Jamaica. So going forward, we are looking better at the youth level and having a better youth program, then that can transcend to improve the national team because the under 17s are in the World Cup. I have seen a team revealed or the group stage reveal that they will be a part of. I know Ivory Coast and I think Uzbekistan will be there. I don't remember the other team. But then again, moving from under 17, which looks pretty good, the under 20s is at the final stage of qualification. The Reggae girls, they are doing pretty well as well. It could be their third World Cup to be qualified for. So we are getting better. We are going forward. So, people, I want to hear you say, though, on the topic, Morgan Gibbs-White missing out on the England's men's national team. Did Jamaica miss out on their number 10? Some person will be saying, no, forget about Morgan Gibbs-White. He chose England, but it is a case that Jamaica can learn this lesson that going forward, we cannot allow for players to reach a certain age with quality and expect to get them. So, people, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What is your say on this? When you comment, Premier 7 will reply. So, you always take care. Goodbye until we meet again.